Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Nice day outside, and we are looking at pretty clear skies. Well, let's just check the forecast here quickly. Anything impending for us? 30% chance of rain and a high of 82 is what they say. 75 right now. 30% chance of rain tonight. 73 for the low. Friday, 30% chance of rain and 82 for the high. No major incidents being reported down and up US 1. Of course, school buses are out and about and school zones in effect for a little while longer, but not that much longer. For that, we turn to Chuck Lysis Mason with Take Stock in Children. Good morning to you, Chuck.
Hey, good morning to you, Michael. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. So how about that? We are already almost, it's the 9th of April, marching our way till graduation, to graduation. Seems like we were just talking about the new school year, and here we are.
I know, and things are wrapping up. I know students are probably looking at that finish line at the end of May with anticipation. They have about a few more weeks of April left for their curriculum. AP testing will start in early May, and the seniors are gearing up for graduation. High school graduation is going to be the week of Memorial Monday, so that week of Memorial Monday. Ours, however, we start early, and it will be May 16th, Saturday, May 16th at 11 a.m., Marathon High School Auditorium. We try to be the first ceremony so our students can receive their medallions, which they'll wear during their high school graduations, as well as their certificates and their Florida Prepaid Scholarship account numbers that they have really well deserved and earned over the last 4 to 6 years of being in Take Stock in Children.
They have. And let's just Take Stock in Children for a moment. For those who maybe are new to the area, maybe still unfamiliar just a little bit, they hear us talking about the students, their accomplishments, et cetera, and how they stand out. Let's talk about the program and what it is and what it does.
Yeah, it's a statewide program, actually, started in 1995 in Pinellas County. Our program began in the late 90s, and we graduated our first graduating class in 2001 with 6 students. I like to describe us as the premier mentoring program in Monroe County with scholarship opportunities for our most deserving kids. Our students come from economically challenged households. They have to prove income they cannot exceed a certain threshold, and this is due to Florida Prepaid. We purchase scholarships for our students through Florida Prepaid College Foundation. Those are matched by the state, and they are designated for students of a certain income or below. And so our families have to prove that income when they do apply. The student also has to be in good academic standing. We look at students with a 2.0 grade point average. So if you're not familiar with the grade point averages, a C is a 2, B is a 3, and an A is a 4. So if you have all C's, you have a 2.0, and if you have C's and above, you have probably a 2.5 or higher. And we look for students who don't have D's or F's, that they're excelling in their classes, and they have a desire to go beyond high school, whether it might be a college degree or a career certificate. We encourage our students to look at career technical education opportunities as well. The magic that happens when they're in the program is meeting with a mentor once a week, and that is why we're a premier mentoring program. We have 401 students in the program throughout the county, from Key Largo School to Key West, and that means we have 401 mentors because it's one-on-one mentoring. And a lot of our community members are volunteer mentors. They come from all walks of life. We have a lot of second homeowners here that come down in the wintertime, and they mentor while they're down here from October to April. And then we have an app. So we are also in the 21st century, and Take Stock has an app, and they can mentor virtually through that app as well in September and in May to sort of bookend the school year. And then they don't mentor in the summertime or during school break. So it's a very rewarding program, not only for the student, but also for our volunteer mentors. I hear a lot from our mentors who feel like they're getting more out of the program than they're giving in some cases, because they really enjoy meeting with these young men and women and seeing them grow from 6th grade through 12th grade and graduating and going off to college or that career technical education program.
Yeah, Chuck Lysis Mason with us, Take Stock in Children. You can find out more about Take Stock in Monroe County at monroecountyedfound.com. monroecountyedfound.com is where you find out more. So you had mentioned the AP exam coming up and some of the other exams. I can only imagine that the Take Stock in Children do outperform others in terms of academic performance.
They do. And we look at our graduating class each year. This year, we have 71 students who are graduating through Take Stock in Children, and they are attending more than just the three high schools. We have the three main high schools in the county: Coral Shores, Marathon, and Key West High School. But we also have a senior from Somerset Island Prep, a senior from Basilica School in Key West, and one from College of the Florida Keys Academy. So we have three additional new schools. We're going to recognize seniors from those schools in May. And our students do excel. They take dual enrollment courses as well as the advanced placement courses in many cases. And we look at the grade point average, their average grade point average. And right now, this class of 2026, they're at a 3.68 average weighted GPA. And that tends to be about 10 or 20 tenths of a point above the graduating class. And we also statistically, we run over 10% of the Monroe County graduating class. So our 71 students, I think we have under 710 students graduating from Monroe County this year. I haven't looked at the final numbers of 2026 for Monroe, but we tend to exceed 10% of the graduating class. And speaking of AP, I was looking at the numbers of AP courses. Our students, our class 2026, they've taken a combined 35 AP courses, and they've accumulated 120 college credit hours through dual enrollment already as a class. So they are focused on college education and excelling in their classes and really trying to get into those top schools they really want to get into. And I can talk a little bit more about that too, because we have college acceptances, and our kids are going to some wonderful places.
Yeah, please do. Please explain that further, because again, they are. Well, it seems like the preparation that they receive in Take Stock in Children allows them to really be selective as to where they will go eventually.
Yes, they apply. We meet with them as juniors in the spring. So we're getting ready to pull our juniors together, and we give them what's called a senior binder. And it's a binder of everything you need to know through the college application process. And we guide them and walk them through that process. A lot of our students are first generation college students. Their parents did not go through the university system or college system in the United States. They might have been in another country, or they just did not go to a university or college when they were a kid. So our students are navigating a new world, a new pathway that they need a little guidance. And so we provide that as juniors. And then when they're seniors, they're applying to multiple schools. We want them to apply to at least 5 schools if they're interested in university or college acceptances. The students who are interested in career technical education, we help them find the program that's best suited for them in the state of Florida. If they want to go into diesel mechanics or marine mechanics or cosmetology or nursing or firefighting or law enforcement, we guide them in that. We have a list of schools where we point them to those schools and say, well, consider this program or consider that program. But a lot of our students, they've applied to multiple schools, as I said, and we have students who have been accepted to Florida Atlantic University, Florida International University, University of Central Florida, and South Florida, Florida State University, and we have 2 who have been admitted to University of Florida, which has become quite competitive for our Floridians to get into. Their admission standards are getting harder and harder, more challenging. So I consider that a win when we have 2 of our students who are UF bound, and they'll be soon to be Gators in the fall.
Pretty exciting. Take Stock in Children. We're speaking with Chuck Lysis Mason, and Take Stock in Children, again, Monroe County Education Foundation, make that, is where you can find out more. And Chuck, just a little bit off topic, but you've been in education for quite some time as a distinguished educator. What changes are you seeing through Take Stock in Children and, in the students at large, as far as, how they're being taught, ways that we're adapting to AI, things like that? And just kind of curious to see what you see as the trends here and some of the challenges and how things and programs like Take Stock do adapt to those challenges.
Absolutely. Anytime we experience a transition from from one technology to another or an advancement in technology. And you can go back in history and look at, when we shifted in the industrial age and how we had to adapt, and the information technology age and how we had to adapt, and how you and I had to adapt even when we were in high school and college. And but you think back, what is the most formative thing in college? And that is creating students who can think critically and learn multiple things. We're teaching them how to absorb information and be learners. So it's less about a specific topic, because when you enter a college or university program as a college freshman and sophomore, you're taking general education courses. You're learning how to study and how to excel and how to think critically, and provide your opinion and support your opinion in those classes. And then you hone in on your specifics. So if you're going in the field of medicine, then you start digging into biology and chemistry and your sciences and such, and other fields similarly, math, for example, for engineering. With AI, that's a whole nother realm, and you really can't prepare students for AI, but what you can do is prepare students to be good, effective learners and learn how to adapt and become, useful and valuable, I guess you could say, in the workforce as this emerges.
I've talked with school board members and the like about the changes in technology and how it has changed the education process overall. And, again, I don't know about you, but I distinctly remember Saturday and Sunday afternoons sitting with the World Book encyclopedias trying to come up with a full-blown report. It just seems like, and I am, limited in my usage of AI, frankly. I'm tentative about it. But point being, it appears like it may, let's say, take away the ability for critical thinking on the part of the individual and the student overall. They no longer have to think for themselves or discover for themselves. It's all right there.
Or you can flip it and say you have to think critically and question what AI produces, and investigate that and think, do I believe and trust what Anthropic or ChatGPT or Claude or whatever tool you use is producing what you're looking for? And so it might give an opportunity for a student to dive into that critical thinking and investigation and research as well. I taught French, and one of the exciting things that I discovered not only learning French, but also teaching it to students is and I told my students, you're learning something that you do not know how to do. You've been adding since you were a child. You've been speaking English since you were a child. So English and math, you're just building on concepts, but French is a whole new, a second language is a new concept that you have to learn. And you're creating new synapses in your brain, and you're learning how to learn something new. And that's what's exciting about universities and colleges, that you take these courses and you learn something outside of your wheelhouse. And I encourage students to do that, to take an elective course that would challenge them, that won't sink them, but challenge them to continue that curiosity of learning.
Well, and I would imagine that Take Stock in Children engenders and encourages that kind of critical thinking and questioning as well. And I can only hope that students in mass are following the same suit. But I think it is very true to say that Take Stock in Children students are exceptional because of the support and the tools that they get in the program that then further equips them for higher education. Chuck, also, you had mentioned dual enrollment. I assume that's a reference to the College of the Florida Keys.
It is. They offer courses through the high school at no cost to the student. And the student has to test into those programs. So they take a test. So they have to meet certain requirements in order to enroll in a dual enrollment course in math or English or any other subject area. And it is, they're taking a college level course, so they are earning college credits while in high school. The College of the Florida Keys Academy, their students take courses at the college. We have a couple of students who in the past have earned their associate's degree before they even graduate high school. And that's similar over to at Somerset Island Prep. They also take college courses while in high school. So for the right student, and I always preface that, for the right student, it is a fantastic program. If the student is unable to keep up, though, the caveat is the challenge is if you do not excel in that dual enrollment course and you earn a non-passing grade, you fail that course, now you have a non-passing grade on your college transcript. So we talk to our students that, this is serious. If you're taking a dual enrollment course, you have to commit to this class like you are in college as well as in high school. You have a lot of responsibilities because you don't want to start off with an F on your college transcript before you graduate high school.
Yeah, and speaking of French class, I took a 1-credit French class at Penn State University while in high school, and that memory has faded. So please don't try to converse with me in French. I would now fail. Nonetheless, a good experience at the time. Anyway, so take stock in children. Again, the numbers look great. We've got very high success rate in completion of the program. And how many did we say we expect to graduate this year?
We're graduating 71. We did have 5 students who transferred out of our county. They moved to another county and they're in a take stock program there. So even though we lose them physically here in Monroe, they still are part of Monroe County Education Foundation. So they will be awarded a scholarship as well if they complete successfully the program in Miami-Dade or Pinellas or wherever they moved to. So we have those 5 students. So we're at 76 total for this coming May. And then enrollment-wise, we continue to grow. We brought in over 110, close to 120 students this year. We're at 401. I think we have a few more applications to consider before the end of the month. So our students are applying and they're getting into the program. And so right now we're wrapping up the year, as you said, Michael, but we're also looking at 26, 27. It's around the corner. So we're looking at August, the beginning of the school year in August, and how we start our program to make sure that we are efficient and effective and providing the services that our students need.
Well, and finally, Chuck, most important is funding. Those 71 students, and I'm assuming there's still a financial contribution to the others that went out of county. I don't know that for sure, but either way, there's a big budgetary number to come up with to provide these scholarships then with the matching state funds. However, that never ends either. The need to continually raise funds and make sure that we have the support of the communities and sponsors and grants to make sure that we can, come through with those commitments to those scholarships.
Absolutely, yeah. We pledge to Florida Prepaid will fundraise around $600,000 to $800,000. Typically, we raise around $800,000, and it's matched by the state. So that allows us to purchase scholarships valued up to $1.6 million, which adds to our student intake. So when I purchase scholarships now, I'm looking at my students who are in grade 5 and grade 4 coming up into grade 6 in a year or two. I have to have a scholarship for those students when they come into the program because we park a scholarship on that student. It follows that student all the way through middle school and high school. And if they successfully complete the program, we activate that scholarship and they're able to use it. So I'm buying plans that will mature, 8 years out, 10 years out right now for those students. And we're also buying dormitory plans because, for our students to go to the mainland and go to university, that's a win in and of itself, but they have to also have a place to live. And that's been the roadblock for a lot of our students. They did not have housing. So we provide 2-year dormitory plans for students who are accepted to university. And that covers their housing for 2 years, which gives them the opportunity to live on campus, be a part of the campus life. It helps them go to classes a lot easier because if you're a commuter student, you have a lot of obstacles to go from your apartment or wherever you live to drive to the school, to park, to walk to the class, to get there on time. That can be challenging. But if you can just roll out of bed and walk across the quad to your classroom, that's a lot easier. So we want our students to be able to live on campus. So we purchase those dorm plans too.
Yeah, and I also don't want to overstay my welcome. You've been most generous with your time, but let's just touch briefly in the last minute or two on housing challenges with college students and what we're seeing there as well.
Yeah, the universities are not keeping up with the demand that we found. Florida Atlantic University and Florida International University, FIU is growing tremendously. I don't know if you've driven by the campus or even been on campus, but when you're up the turnpike at Bird Road and you take a look at it, it's amazing how it's growing. And they're trying to keep up. So they have a freshman class that's coming in, but they don't have enough housing for the entire freshman class. So our students have to be first on that list of the housing, which can be challenging. So we have had some housing issues where our students are unable to find housing at the last minute. We also have a program with Southern Scholarship Foundation. Those are cooperative living homes, single-sex homes. So they have homes for young men and for young women, and they have to maintain an academic grade point average, no drugs or alcohol, and crime and drug-free, similar to Take Stock and Children requirements. And those houses are in Tallahassee and Gainesville, and they accept our Florida prepaid dormitory plans as well. So we have students who do apply to Southern Scholarship Foundation, who go to either Santa Fe or University of Florida in Gainesville, or to Florida Agricultural Mechanical University, FAMU, or Florida State in Tallahassee, as well as the State College in Tallahassee. They have housing through that organization as well. But Michael, it is a challenge, and right now, unfortunately, the demand is exceeding the inventory of housing in the state of Florida for university campuses.
Well, we'll continue to talk about that trend as well on future visits. College of the Florida Keys is endeavoring to build more housing as well. So I know they're working on that.
They are. Yep, exactly. And then that'll attract some students from the mainland and from out of state to their marine biology programs and other programs that are unique to the College of the Florida Keys that those students seek out.
Yeah, and another just random fact, when I attended Syracuse University back in the 80s, it at the time, was my understanding, had the highest percentage of students living on campus in university housing of any campus in the country, which was, I'm not sure why that statistic even matters, but a lot of students were right there within that community. It's probably not the case anymore, given what you just said.
Yeah, probably not. I know some of the other places. I went to University of Missouri, Columbia for a year, and campus housing was huge there. And Arizona State University as well in Tempe, they have a tremendous amount of housing. But Florida, I don't know. It's our tuition is low, and I don't know what the out-of-state tuition is, but it probably attracts a lot of students. And we have great schools, in the state of Florida. You can't, UF and FSU and the other 10 universities are comparable, if not exceed, other state universities. So we do well, and we attract a lot of out-of-state students.
Isn't UCF one of the largest student enrollments in the country?
It is. They're close to between 60 and 70,000. I don't know what the final number is, but say 60,000 students on campus, which exceeds the population of our county. So, if you put it in perspective, it's quite crazy.
It is. Well, some challenges ahead. Take Stock and Children is there to help our students prepare for those challenges, whatever they might be. And again, look into Take Stock in Children if you don't have a full understanding of it. People can also reach out to you and your staff, I'm sure, Chuck.
Yeah, and a quick reminder that any amount of contribution you can give is meaningful. We have great support from the Rotary clubs throughout the county. Ocean Reef has been phenomenal. I want to shout out to Keys Children's Foundation. They're in Ocean Reef, and they contributed $150,000 to our program for the Upper Keys, which will be matched to $300,000 for me to be able to buy more scholarships for our growing program. Michael, we're exceeding our expectations in the Upper Keys. We're at 138 students. We've never had 138 students in the Upper Keys, and we have more students who want to come into the program. So that funding is important, but from that size of a gift down to $100 or $5 or $1,000, everything is meaningful because it goes towards scholarships to help our students earn college education or career technical education certificates. So to find out more, they can contact our office at 305-293-1546. That's 293-1546. Or as you said, go to the website, MonroeCountyEdFound.com. And all the information about Take Stock in Children and the Monroe County Education Foundation is there for you, and as well as my contact information.
Very good. Well, thank you, Chuck, for being here. Thank you for all that you do for our students and Take Stock in Children. I've kept you so long, it might be time for you to have another meal.
It's close. It's between 7 and 9, yes. I'll have a snack on my way.
Well, that protein seems to be working. You look very fit and healthy, so good for you. I can.
Thank you.
To be the same. So.
Thank you very much. It's my way to. I enjoy what I do. I live in an amazing place. This is paradise, and I consider it the fountain of youth down here. So we all look pretty young and fit. So
we try to. Sometimes I'm kind of dragging around myself, but yeah, thank you. You need the energy level to keep up with all that you do for our community. So thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't chased a 15-year-old around campus, yes, you have to be fit.
You keep at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Lysis Mason with us, Take Stock in Children. And as mentioned, to find out more and to contribute in any capacity, whether it be monetary or your time as a mentor, or to find out about your student in the household and the opportunities available to them, Monroe County Educational Foundation, monroecountyedfound.com. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We'll return with more of Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Life is full of moments, the small ones, the big ones, the once-in-a-week moments, the once-in-a-lifetime moment, the silly moments, the serious moments, the funny moments, and the sweet moments, the moment you've been waiting for. I'm Armando Gonzalez, president and owner of Blue Marlin Jewelry in Isla Mirada and Key West. You choose the moment and we'll make it unforgettable. We have a wonderful selection of quality jewelry you won't find in other stores, hand-selected from artists, including our signature collection, Tacori, Roberto Coin, genuine Natosha coins, and so much more. We'll help you select the right piece of jewelry that will ensure that whenever the occasion, whatever the moment, she'll remember it for years to come. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway in Isla Mirada, and now in Key West, 718 Caroline Street. Both locations are open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday. Visit us at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
Hot weather is on the way, and you'll need to get your pool prepared for those warmer temperatures as you try and cool down. MSP Supply can help. At MSP Supply, they help South Florida families enjoy their pools running crystal clear with everything you need. Pumps, filters, salt systems, PVC, and chemicals, all from trusted names like Pentair, Jandy, and Hayward. Not only do they have the equipment and supplies you need, but MSP Supply also has expert guidance on what fits your pool. So as the warmth of the summer months begin, you'll be nice and comfortable in your pool, beating the heat and relaxing. Because when it comes to your pool, MSP Supply has you covered with trusted brands and honest pricing. Stay comfortable and keep swimming longer. Visit MSPpool.com or stop by MSP Supply in Marathon or call 305-359-7665. That's 305-359-7665. Or visit MSPpool.com. MSP Supply, your home, your pool, your supply.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Do Do you want a reliable, fast, and convenient way to travel between the mainland and the Keys? The Dade Monroe Express is your solution. Service runs early morning through late evening, 7 days a week. Whether you're commuting or just visiting, Dade Monroe Express has got you covered. And the best part? You can try it for free. Visit trytransitfree.com and select Dade Monroe Express. Don't wait. Discover a stress-free way to travel to and from the Keys. The Dade Monroe Express is operated by Miami-Dade Transit.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Looks like the roadways are pretty clear. No major incidents being reported up and down US 1, unless our mayor has something other than that to add, seeing as she is en route right now. Good morning, Mayor. How are you today?
Hello and good morning. I am marvelous, and I just witnessed a rainbow over the 7 Mile Bridge. It was beautiful. There were like 4 bars of color, and it's just always a good sign for me when I get to see a rainbow. And we certainly live in a place that you have plenty of opportunities to see a rainbow.
You do, in many facets and fashions, and but it also kind of engenders a feeling of well-being and happiness, and that is a feeling that we often get here in the Florida Keys. So it's a great way to start the day. We are speaking with Michelle Lincoln. She's mayor of Monroe County, also commissioner, and on her way to a meeting in Key West, as is typically the case, a meeting somewhere in the Keys, keeping you busy as well as statewide. But TDC board today, it sounds like.
Yes, one of the privileges of being the mayor is you get to sit on the Tourist Development Council for the year. And it's always good to hear what Kara Franker and Tourist Development Council are working on. And, I think we've changed, the atmosphere of the Tourist Development Council to being one that is more eco-friendly and more environmentally sensitive and more residential sensitive, meaning knowing that we all understand that tourism is the economic driver for our county, yet our residents, all who live here, either work in the tourist industry or definitely we were impacted by our tourists. And I think the Tourist Development Council sees that, understands that, is more engaged with our residents and making sure like capital projects benefit not just our tourists, but our residents, like all of the money they're funding for the beaches and improvements on the parks and for some of the not-for-profit attractions that our residents also enjoy. So it's nice to sit on that board and to be able to help impact the influence, or at least influence, where the direction is of the Tourist Development Council.
Yeah. And do you see that that direction changing? You just described it's really moving in an eco-friendly mode, and it has been doing so for some time. Is that having an impact on the volume of visitors and the spending that we're seeing, either up or down?
It does. I think it is bringing in a higher quality of a tourist. They are now people who understand how sensitive our environment is, and they get to have experiences like when they're now diving or snorkeling, they're on with charter boat captains who also understand the fragile nature of our reef system and educate as well as entertain. And same with like the Conch Republic, Marine Republic, that take people out and let you help clean up trash. And this is what some of our tourists are doing now. So that's fabulous. And then the funds that the Tourist Development Council throughout the DACs are now donating to coral restoration projects, to me, again, is just a plus.
Yes, it really is.
And then to like really dive into it, which I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm driving in my car, so you all are now my you all are now my prisoners with
Captive
me.
audience, yes.
Captive audience, here we are. Thank you for that. You know, we're also looking at how the TDC funds can help the counties and the municipalities with our overall budgets. You know, we are now having identified funds that the tourist development tax can be used for infrastructure with our, like the 7 Mile, the old bridge, and the ongoing maintenance that used to be part of the municipalities and the counties' general budget that now the Tourist Development Council funding can go for. So that kind of eases some of the tax burden on our residents.
Interesting. And I was also looking up some of the stats that the actually Chamber of Commerce just put out. Looks like our bed tax a year to date as of March is up, looks like 3%. Monroe County sales tax actually has seen a decrease in February anyway, tourism and recreation taxable sales. So we're seeing a slight decrease, but the bed tax is keeping up. So overall, and occupancy is up about 2% as well. So it seems like there is, you know, the messaging is getting through.
And, you know, I'm going to take this opportunity to say that when our bed tax monies go up, to be clear, that doesn't mean that the commissioners have raised bed taxes or raising taxes. It means that more people are coming and putting their head on a bed, and anytime there's a head on a bed, that's a bed tax that is generated by that overnight stay that then is used for our county and our municipalities for very specific items that the Florida state statute says we can use those tourist development tax funding for.
Yes. And Mayor, I was going to, if I can also just add to that, you're absolutely right. Those numbers are not tied to any action on the part of the county. In fact, the average daily rate of occupancy in the county has also increased year to year, as has the occupancy rate, which that would drive up the bed tax percentages overall. But it seems like despite an average daily rate increase, the occupancy rate is also keeping up. So the indicators and the trends so far look good.
Yes, yes. And one other fabulous thing, the Tourist Development Council, in conjunction with municipalities, is we are putting together our semi-quincentennial events to celebrate our 250th anniversary. And so very excited. We're going to run through some of those ideas today, and then we will be following up with all of that at our county commission meeting on Wednesday. So very excited about a parade that will be in Key West. And then also, I don't know if you recall a few years ago when the county was celebrating our anniversary, we did a musical sunset event on the 7 Mile Bridge, and I believe we're going to be bringing that back, and I believe there will be a few drone shows and some celebrations up and down the Keys. I think Alamorada wants to do another culinary event with, you know, celebrating the sea to land, and so we should be putting together a lot of fun and robust, exciting celebrations as we, I love saying the word semi-quincentennial.
That's a big word. I've not attempted to use it on a regular basis, but it sounds like you have mastered it for sure. Mayor Michelle Lincoln, Commissioner as well, Monroe County, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And Mayor, of course, you herald from Marathon, being a former city commissioner and mayor there. Just a quick aside relative to tourism. There was some discussion apparently about a Marathon possibly becoming a port for cruise ships. Is there any credibility to that or any true discussions going on in that regard?
Oh my goodness, I've not heard that. Was this an April Fool's?
I'm going to have to look as to what day I actually saw that. You might be right, because I thought, wow, that's going to be an interesting one to pull off if they do it. But I've heard it a couple of times since. So again, beware the rumor mill. But that's what interesting. Well, keep your ear to the ground. If you do hear that from the TDC or otherwise, let me know, because that would be kind of interesting to see that happen.
It would be. You know, back in the day, out of Knights Key, there used to be a ferry, a Go Fast ferry that would go from Marathon to Cuba. And they would go for the day, and you could go to Havana. And I've had some friends who said that, you know, their parents used to go and do that. And so, you know, nothing's out of the question, right?
No.
But we are
there was even
pretty
talk.
shallow ground.
Yes, you're right. It would be pretty shallow waters to do that in. But also there was some talk about even some ferry service between the Keys, interspersed without that. You know, that maybe that's on our horizon as well. But what is true is that the Marathon Airport is being looked at as becoming, you know, a not a port of call, but a destination again for commercial flight. And the county commission has been facilitating, at least looking at that going forward.
Absolutely. We're very excited about that option to bring back commercial service like we used to have years ago. And now that we have completed our runway project, and now that our director of airports, Richard Strickland, is coming up from air, he's not totally finished with everything at the Key West International Airport. However, I think he has enough room on his plate now to add Marathon International Airport. And so we are looking at what steps need to take place. The planes that would be coming in are a little larger than what they used to be back when we had commercial service. So we need to do some upgrades to our fire rescue trucks and to the terminal there. Minor, but we still need to be doing that, and we're going to be investing in that. And we've also hired a consultant who is very good at getting commercial airline services into small counties. So we're working with them to see if we cannot bring in some commercial airline. It's not going to be as big and busy as Key West, but you know, maybe one flight a day or a few days a week would be very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Seems like that terminal and that facility has a lot of potential, and it could be utilized. So the commission is looking at that. And by the way, speaking of the Marathon Airport, NOAA has sent out some press releases that there's going to be an event there next Tuesday at the Millionaire East Flight boarding area, where the NOAA Caribbean Hurricane Awareness Tour Stop, Florida Keys International Airport. They'll be bringing in an aircraft, which is a Hurricane Hunter aircraft, as well as the director of the National Hurricane Center, and others will be on site next Tuesday. Public is welcome, so we'll have more details on that, but you can even tour that aircraft in the afternoon. So Marathon Airport is going to see some flights here out of the ordinary for next week.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. It's been, I think, over 10 years since we've had the Hurricane Hunter dip down into the Florida Keys. So I'm excited to take a tour and check it out, and very appreciative of them stopping along their way. I think their next stop after us is Belize.
Oh, boy.
So very, very happy to have made their list.
Yes. Michelle Lincoln, she's County Commissioner, District 2, Mayor of Monroe County, also the President of the Florida Association of Counties, among other titles, on Good Morning Keys. Higgs Beach has been in the news, and City Commission for Key West did, by supermajority, have a vote to move forward with a plan to transfer the operation and, I assume, ownership, for lack of a better term, of the Higgs Beach complex and park to the city of Key West. And, of course, that came with the full blessing of the county commissioners as well.
It did, and it's with mixed feelings because I have loved having a beach that the county owns in Key West that I can just plop down and say, this is my beach. However,
you'll always be welcome there, no matter what. But yeah,
exactly. It just makes sense. This is the only beach that is county owned in a municipality, and so all of the other municipalities own their beaches, and it makes more sense. Strategically, our staff would have to come over there, and it's a little longer haul for them to have to go and maintain that beach and that park. So strategically it makes sense. Financially, it was never a burden for us, so it should be a little bit of a moneymaker, or at least a break even for the city of Key West. And in fact, it is on the Tourist Development Council agenda as well as the commissioner's agenda next week to formalize transferring funds that were earmarked for Higgs Beach from the Tourist Development Council. So we're ready right away to roll those funds over.
Okay, good. Well, that is moving forward, so that plan will come to fruition. And just one other backtrack to the Tourist Development Council, I do wonder if there will be any discussion or if there is any concern from the tourism sector regarding the increase in fuel prices, and if that may affect the rate of travel and the numbers of travelers to the Keys, given the fact that we did have a spike in gasoline and a lot of people do drive here, but hopefully that spike and that impact is short-lived. So we'll see if that does continue.
Right. I'm marveling at the amount of cars that I still see pouring into the Keys every day, and I'm like, don't you all know how expensive gas is right now?
Yeah.
But then if you think about it, when you're filling your tank, maybe it's an additional $20.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what is that? A trip to it's one lunch out, or
that's
not
a
even
Starbucks,
a lunch.
yeah.
Right, a Starbucks. Yes, exactly. So if you put it into that perspective, I think people still want to come and visit the beautiful, fabulous Florida Keys.
Yeah, I think you're right. The impact overall is probably not as significant as it's made out to be, and it probably will correct itself over time.
Yes.
Wednesday, the county commission meeting, you'll be driving to that. What other developments or agenda items should we highlight at this time?
Our agenda was just published last night, and I believe the one that will have the most attendance will be a time approximate at 11 a.m. where we will be discussing the future of the Human Service Advisory Board and our abilities to fund not-for-profits in our county. Last year, we had to cut their budget by 50% while we were trying to fall in step with DOGE, our state DOGE, and we've now had a year to really do a deep dive in what exactly the chief financial officer wants us to fund and does not want us to fund, in line with also what the legislators have proclaimed us to be able to fund and not fund. And so we've looked at all of that, and we will be having a deep dive review of everything that's on the table and the direction we're going to be taking. And at the same time, we also asked our staff to look at what other not-for-profits and human service agencies and activities does our county fund aside from the Human Service Advisory Board. So they have come up with that list for us to review as well. So it's not going to be a fun discussion, but it is a very important discussion, and I would like all of our not-for-profit agencies to know about it, and I do believe they've all been alerted. And so I do expect it to be a full room. The meeting will be in Marathon, so it'll be right smack dab in the middle, time approximate at 11. And if you cannot make it there in person, I always encourage people to join us by Zoom, where you can virtually raise your hand and speak, for your 2 minutes and be engaged in the conversation.
Yeah, and that conversation occurred last year with some difficult decisions being made due to, some of the mandates and expectations coming down from the state. Still waiting to find out what those may be for this year. But finally, not to bring up another sore subject at the tail end, but SB 1134, that may have an impact on us as well and what we can and cannot spend our money on.
Exactly. Without looking at my notes, which one is that?
That's the DEI prohibition and events.
Yes.
And that affects the TDC, that affects the county, that affects. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. Yes.
That's okay. I'm in my car driving, so
Nope.
I'm not right in front of all my notes.
Of
But
course.
yes, that one is, and we have also started looking at that. And wearing my president of the Florida Association of Counties hat, I directed our association's lobbyists and attorneys to start reviewing it for us, for all of the counties, and what kind of impacts that will have, what our sheriff's department will be allowed to monitor, and what events will we be able to use county funds for and what we won't be. And so I did ask our state partner there, association, to look into it, and I believe they're going to task the County Attorneys Association to help us review this, because it's a lot, and it's, there's always, when we get the attorneys to interpret some of these bills, and what does it exactly mean for us, and what are we going to be allowed to do, and what are we not allowed to do.
Yeah, well, that bill apparently prohibits Florida cities and counties from funding, carrying out, or even promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Local officials who violate the measure could be removed from office. Oh,
Yes.
yay. That's talk about a thankless job, and that makes it even
Right.
more so. But I do know that locally there has been a lot of concern on behalf of those who organize Pride and the Business Guild and others,
Yes.
and how it could even
Yes.
affect through the TDC to other events and gatherings. So there's it's
Right.
very subjective at this point. We're waiting to see how that pans out.
Yes, and again, because tourist development tax is a tax that's, state mandated, or, under state statute, they're going to have to follow this rule as well. So
Yeah.
it's,
Well, we've gotten into the weeds a bit here this morning.
boy, we sure did. So
But-
much for that beautiful rainbow I saw crossing the 7 Mile Bridge.
It's still there. I know that our fearless leaders will guide us through some continually turbulent waters, and we'll come out smiling on the other side somehow. So,
Yes.
not to be a downer by any means. There's a lot to be thankful for and a
no.
lot to look forward to. But again, there's a lot on your shoulders as our mayor, and in your other capacities, as well as the entire dais. We thank you for your unselfish service to our community. And we certain you'll be hearing from constituents come Wednesday at the at the meeting there.
Yes, looking forward to it. So thank you to all of your listeners, and for you for always being so informed and to
Thank you.
always ask such probing questions. So thank you.
Well, my pleasure. Just want to get the well, aside from the rumor about the cruise ships and marathon, we want to get all the accurate information out there as much as possible directly from the people who know, such as yourself. So thank you for all that you do, Mayor. We will talk soon, unless there's anything else we need to add.
Don't forget the 7 Mile Bridge run on Saturday morning.
Yes, that is right. We've been sounding the alarm there, 6 to 9.
Good.
You will not get across the bridge. You better have other plans. If you have to get to a flight elsewhere, or if you have to get down to the Key West Airport, you're not going to do it between 6 and 9 a.m. So, yes, thank you for that reminder, Mayor. You have a safe travel there, out and about, and we, again, thank you so much for your service and commitment.
Okay, take care. Bye now.
Yes, ma'am. Take care. It is Mayor Michelle Lincoln. She is the mayor of Monroe County, Commissioner District 2, and, of course, serving in so many other capacities, sometimes too numerous to name as far as how she is serving us. But again, president of the, I want to make sure I get this right, Florida Association of Counties, the Small County Coalition Executive Committee, et cetera, former city commissioner for mayor and for Marathon and mayor, et cetera. So thank you for her time and her service. As always, it's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we are getting set to get caught up on the rest of the events going on worldwide as that fragile ceasefire appears to be continuing. But, of course, that can all change at a moment's notice. So it's important to stay engaged and informed. We will always keep you just that way with breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news happens at least every half hour, weather around the clock. And keep in mind, Good Morning Keys airing on Keys Living TV. That is digital channel 27. You can pick that up over the air from Marathon to Key West on your TV, kind of old school style. You can pick that up. No subscriptions ever on that. Your Roku streaming has Keys Living TV available to you and free from the App Store on your mobile device. Keys Living TV, look for that app as well. And you can see Good Morning Keys there as well, 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys.
Key West authentic Irish pub, dining, and rooftop lounge is Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street. The Celtic Conch always features delicious Irish cuisine and tasty pub grub with more than 40 Irish whiskeys, specialty cocktails, and local drafts. Ask about their daily food specials, including kids 12 and under eat free on Wednesdays when ordering from the kids menu with adult purchase of at least $25. Limit 2 children per adult, dine in only. Plus, the best in live entertainment. Monday, it's Dean Dunleavy from 8 to 11. Tuesday, test your knowledge with trivia from 7 to 9. Wednesday features Just George from 8 to 11. Thursday, Milo performs live from 4 to 7, followed by Dave Minneberg from 8 to 11. Friday, Dean Dunleavy returns from 5 to 8, then Milo entertains from 8 to 11. Saturday, come back for Dave Minneberg from 5 to 8 and Just George from 8 to 11. Then Sunday, Tony Roberts plays live from 3 to 6. Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street, Key West. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Salancha.
Keys Auto Center, the Keys hometown dealership.
Hey folks, Stephen Bender here at Key West Toyota. Tacomas and Camrys and Tundras, oh my! We've got one of our largest selections in stock and on the way right now. And with our exclusive deal match guarantee, you know you're getting the right deal. So come see the people you know, like, and trust right here on the Boulevard or KeyWestToyota.com. We've got the keys.
Monroe County families, get ready for the Monroe County School District's kindergarten kickoff. During the week of April 20th through the 23rd, our K-8 and elementary schools will host special kickoff sessions to welcome our newest learners. Join us as we welcome new families into our caring, student-centered schools. Meet our exceptional teachers, explore bright kindergarten classrooms, and see why Monroe County School District is the best choice for your child's first school experience. Upon registration, your family receives our exclusive Playing Our Way to Kindergarten game, filled with fun readiness activities, safety lessons, and parent videos to help your child feel confident and prepared. Choose Monroe County Schools for strong early learning, safe and inclusive schools, and a joyful start to your child's educational journey. For dates and times of specific school sessions, visit our website at keyschools.com. Your child's journey of learning starts now with the MCSD Kindergarten Kickoff.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.